Hello, you guys. I'm so excited that you have joined the Real Love Lounge. And tonight we're talking about having agency over our own lives. What a beautiful topic. So today we are going to take our power back and know that we have the power to change our lives. And the power lies within. It all lies within all of us. So today, let's go ahead first and start with taking some big inhales and exhales. We'll inhale for the count of 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold.
And hold that breath right.
And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really nice. And let's go ahead and exhale. An audible exhale. Ah. Really nice. We're here the first Sunday of every month, you guys, at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in California. I'm in California, Santa Monica. And tonight we are going to talk about a bunch of practices to have agency over our lives. The first is to make sure that our values are aligned with our intentions or our mission statements, making sure we are aligned with our values. And we can write down our values. Some of the values are honesty, compassion, growth, respect. One of my wonderful values is freedom. I love freedom. Anytime that I feel like I'm shackles on, I feel like that's not my values. My values are shackles off, where I feel free, I feel open, how I can make my own choices. And I guess that's why I've always worked for myself, because I value freedom and I like making my own choices. Yes, sometimes when I was younger, I did have to work places. I worked as a waitress. I was a massage therapist for years. I've been a yoga teacher, a blogger, an author. I've been teaching yoga for about 35 years. I went to University of San Francisco as a communication major. I love talking, so I always immediately got A's in speech class. I love communicating and sharing. And my mission statement, I encourage all of you to maybe pause for a minute and to know and discover, and having agency is knowing our mission statement. So take a moment and discover what your mission is. What is your purpose here? What is your purpose here on earth? What is your mission? What is your purpose? My purpose is to help people thrive mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in all ways, financially, intellectually, creatively, in all ways. I believe it's our birthright to thrive. And that is my mission statement, because I suffered when I was younger from deep depression. I was even hospitalized with deep depression. And I had such empathy and compassion for people. When I was in the hospital, my psychiatrist, who never put me on medicine, he said a lot of my depression was environmental. So he never put me on medicine. He said that I did have to change my environment when I left the hospital. And he told me, Susan, just so you know, you're a patient here. You're not a therapist. I immediately was one of those people that people came to with their problems, because I had no judgment around people's issues. I had no judgment, no criticism. I had complete empathy for people struggling in life. And even in summer camp, people would come up to me and tell me they were suicidal. And I would spend all night talking to them, trying to self soothe them and giving them empathy and compassion. So I knew that tied in with my mission statement. And it's my superpower to have empathy and compassion because there's nothing worse than seeing people struggle and physical pain too. I just finished working with my 86-year-old client. He had a stroke a couple months ago. He's doing much, much better. I have another client who's 92, and I have such compassion because, we only have so much tread on our tires. We only have so much tread. And as we get older, it's more challenging, you guys. It is more challenging. We get new hips, new knees. People have insomnia. They worry about their children. Just and so my mission is try to help soothing them through tools, through hypnosis, through the power of touch, through the power of yoga. I have a bunch of yoga on my YouTube, free yoga. And so why don't you just pause for a second and discover what your mission is? What is your purpose in life? Just pause for a minute. And it has to do with your superpower, whether it's you're a natural uplifter. Maybe you're a really incredible photographer and you see things so incredibly through the lens of a camera. Maybe you're a writer, you're a storyteller. Maybe you're a painter. What is your mission in life? And if you know your why, and if it's bigger than you, it's your life is going to just get bigger and better and brighter. And I was telling this story real quickly, and we'll get back to our mission and our purpose. One of my clients wanted to buy this house in Cape Cod, and he was determined to have this one house. He wanted this one house on the seashore. And I said, "Why? Why do you want that house?" And he said, "Susan, I was raised by my grandparents, and my friends are my family, and I want to break bread in that house with my friends. I want to invite them over. I want to share the sunrise and sunset with them over the ocean. Cape Cod is my special place, and I want to share it with people. That is my why. I want to share the gift of my home with others." He was determined and frustrated, really wanting this house. And I said, "Just stay in your vision of why." And we closed our eyes and saw him breaking bread with his friends, watching the sunrise and the sunset, sharing his beautiful home with them. Within 30 days, he found a house twice as big for half the price on the national seashore of Cape Cod. I've been there. It's right overlooking the ocean. So, what I want to say is know your why. My why is because I really want to help people thrive in all ways, whether it's through yoga, through visualization, through my life coaching tools. If I can uplift people and help them find joy and help them find peace and harmony, then I know that's my true purpose. It makes me feel so good to make others feel good. It's my superpower. And maybe it's from growing up in a home with 9 siblings. I'm an identical twin, and I had such empathy and compassion for any of my siblings that were going through stuff. And so, what is your superpower? Take a minute now and just think about what your mission statement is. Why are you here? Why are you on planet Earth? Take a moment. Think about your purpose, your mission. Now, for me, I'm looking at my twin sister. She's an architect, my twin sister, but she's a painter too. And I think her mission is to just Also, bring beauty into the homes of others. Bring beauty, 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 beauty. I also know a comedian. She would like to bring laughter to people, make people laugh when they're going through their dark night of the soul experience. I also have a client who's an actress and she's a producer and she wants to just envision people laughing and really enjoying the films that she makes, and as an actress, uplift people, uplift people. And Dr. David Hawkins says, I don't know if you are familiar with Dr. David Hawkins. He wrote a book called Power versus Force. And he said that the bottom of the barrel emotions are shame and guilt. That's close to death. But when we're up to 500, he calibrated emotions. If we can stay at 500, which is love, and if we can stay in love and above, uh, love and above, we can change up to 750,000 people by staying in love and above. And how do we stay in love and above? By not criticizing people, not judging people, giving people the dignity of their own path. As like that book, that famous book, I'm trying to think of Mel Robbins, Let Them. I've been in Al-Anon for years, and that's very much the same. Just let them have the dignity of their own path. Let them make their own mistakes. Let them. In certain situations, I do believe we can intervene. There's no question. And I love what Dr. Oh, I, anyhow, this doctor says instead of cause and effect, we can be, Dr. Joe Dispenza says we can be causing effect. In other words, we can make change by bringing thoughts out into the universe and seeing people in their wellness. If we take I out of illness and put we get wellness. Seeing people in the highest version of themselves. You'll see that with the Olympics. You'll see that with sports when people hold up trophies. My mother and my father believed in me. My mother and father believed in me, even when I couldn't believe in myself. So, really believing in our children, we make our beliefs, and then our beliefs make us. And a belief is just a thought we keep thinking over and over and over again. We have 70,000 thoughts in one day. I might have a little bit more than 70,000 thoughts some days. My mind can be racing. So we have 70,000 thoughts in one day, and most of those thoughts are the same as yesterday and the day before and the day before. And I love that saying, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. And I'm going to go ahead, and this has to do with agency, about self-talk and how we talk to ourselves. And how does this feel? I can't ever succeed. I can't ever fall in love. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm handicapped. I have a diagnosis. I can't. I can't ever get out of this job. I can't ever move from this city. I can't ever possibly heal from this diagnosis. I can't possibly get out from this awful marriage. How does that sit in your body? Doesn't it feel like closed and contracted and like you're in chains? Now let's eat some popcorn and imagine a new chapter, new page. I can meet the love of my life. I can move into a new city. I can find a better job. I can heal from this diagnosis. I can, I will, and I am getting stronger and stronger every day. I can, I will, and I am. Remember, we make our beliefs and then our beliefs make us. And a belief is just a thought we keep thinking over and over and over again. So, how do we have agency? We master our thoughts. And this is my business card, and I give it to everybody. And it says, the only thing I have to deal with are my thoughts. The only thing I have to deal with are my thoughts. This saved me from the dark night of the soul experience when I was raising my son. I had a very expensive mortgage. The home owned me. I didn't own the home. I mean, on paper I did, but it really owned me because it was a huge mortgage payment. I was a single mother, a yoga teacher, and definitely I was struggling financially and also struggling with my son and struggling with day to day life. And it felt like Groundhog Day. But Emmett Fox, in one of his books, said, put this on a piece of paper and put it on your desk. The only thing I have to deal with are my thoughts. And the quickest way to hack into happiness is gratitude. So I started to train my brain, and this is part of having agency over your life. And I got this idea from the book Mind Magic from a neurosurgeon. He just passed away. It's called Mind Magic. And he talks a lot about how we have agency. We have agency over our own lives, and it begins with our thoughts. We can choose to have a better thought. And the quickest way to hack into happiness is through gratitude. So I would immediately, as soon as I got up when I was in the dark night of the soul experience, I would place my hands at my heart every morning. Thank you for my bed. Thank you for my pillow. Thank you for running water, electricity. Thank you for the money that I do have in the bank. Thank you that my son is healthy and sleeping in the next bedroom. Thank you for my beautiful city and my clients. Thank you that I do have work. Not that I have to work, but I get to work. I get to do my laundry. I get to do the dishes. You see, during that time of teaching, I was working with a lot of people with diagnoses of cancer, dementia, ALS. I would go into people's homes and work with them doing body work and yoga and hypnosis, doing visualizations. And I get to see a broader scope of life. And that when I started to feel sorry for myself, I got a reframe. So I love, if you're struggling, volunteering is a wonderful thing too. Volunteering in a hospital, volunteering at an old folks home, volunteering. And I would even go into old folks home with my little son, Ben, when he was 5 and 6 years old. And I would go and pray and massage older people's feet and visualize and pray with them. And it really, really, really uh, made a huge difference in my life being of service. I also would feed the homeless every Saturday morning, and it was like a natural Prozac for me because I would have self pity for myself, being, my husband had died. I was raising Ben, and we had a lot of challenges during those years. And it was dark night of the soul experience. So what I did was I wrote a blog every week. And this is my book that I wrote because we're either in survival or creation. And at that time, I was in survival. So here's my book, Mixed Up to Fixed Up, Turn Your Life Around Today. You can get that on Amazon, and there's 10 years of my writing, and it's all, my battery's going to die, so I'm going to plug in my battery. So it has all the solutions, you guys. It has all the solutions of how to live a better life. And that really helped me during my experience, and it helped me have agency over myself because I had to kind of think about what to write about and focus on solution, focusing on the law of attraction. I'm also a law of attraction coach, and I do believe that good thoughts go into good feelings. Good feelings go into wonderful actions, and wonderful actions go into wonderful results. So I really believe in that. I really stay on my, so this is one of my books, Mixed Up to Fixed Up, and my older clients love it. It's actually most of my clients' favorite book. But I did write a life guide. This is this is kind of this is Mixed Up to Fixed Up in 4 weeks. And as you guys know, this is a life guide. And I give everyone a rubber band in my workshops, and they have to snap it if they criticize, gossip, self deprecate, judge, or complain. Erase and replace. And learning, part of agency is mastering our thoughts, mastering our feelings, mastering our choices, becoming the master of our own lives, becoming the master rather than the slave. If we become the victim and having people dictate our lives, it almost feels like we're the slave rather than the master. And I also love, as part of holding agency, is the power of saying no. No is a complete sentence, and I am a recovering people pleaser. And I had a terrible time saying no. And when we say no to others, we say yes to ourselves. And no is a complete sentence. And I had a hard time letting people down until a therapist taught me the sandwich method. The sandwich method is compliment, meat of the matter, compliment. Let's say I can't go out with, especially as a single mom, I had to always say no to people. So because I prioritized my son, there's no doubt about it, that I raised my son giving him 180% of me. I really did. If I wasn't working, I was in Cub Scouts, karate, hiking with Ben. I was a very, very present mother. I had a therapist come to my house once a week. She was just invaluable in tools for how to raise Benjamin. And so, anyhow, I learned the sandwich method: compliment, meat of the matter, compliment. 2 Wonder Breads and meat of the matter. Gosh, I would thank you so much for the invite. I would love to go out with you. That would mean so much to me. I would really love to go and spend the evening with you. However, at this time, I really have to spend time with my son. I want to thank you so much. It means so much to me, the invitation. You see, I didn't go right into I can't come because of my son. I gave 2 compliments. So that really helped me. Mean what you say what you mean, but don't say it mean. Mean what you say what you mean, but don't say it mean. So I love really the value of saying no, and really important to really give yourself the time that you need. And I'm really not very good at that. It's Sunday, and I've been up since 6 a.m. working with my clients, and I love them dearly. I love them so much. I'm slowly going to start spending less time working with clients and working on my books, and spending more time with my husband because he's retired and he would like to spend more time with me, and I'd like to spend more time with him. So I'm slowly going to start to work less, and write more and travel a little bit more. And I'm very excited about that. And so I know sometimes we don't have all the opportunity to do that. I may have to go back and have more work full time, but for now I can take a little pause. And surrounding yourself with people, we are the common denominator of the top 5 people we hang out with. So to have agency, really make sure that you surround yourself with people that uplift you and support you and compliment you. I'll never forget when I read The Artist's Way, the book by Julia Cameron. She said you have to get rid of all the crazy makers in your life. Get rid of all the people that make you crazy. If there's people in your life that really bring you down and really drag you down with their drama du jour, really wear them loosely and really be mindful of who we put in the front row of our lives. So, since we are the director, the actor, the producer, uh, the writer, who are we going to put in the front row of our lives? And who are we going to put in the balcony of our lives? We only have so many hours in a day, and it's really important to be mindful of who you have in the front row of your life. Make sure they're building you up, supporting you. You share the same values. Make sure the people that you hang out with share the same values. My friends are very compassionate. They're honest. We respect each other, and we're always growing and learning. A lot of my friends are therapists, or they're healers, or they're yogis, and they're in the healing modalities. They're into learning nutritional hacks and learning how to live a better, healthier, and more happy life. Eating well, speaking good thoughts, speaking good words, thinking good thoughts, feeling wonderful feelings. So just remember that it's really important when we have agency to surround ourselves with people that uplift us. And then also celebrate the wins. Celebrate the wins that you have. Like, I'm celebrating the win that I wrote 2 entries on I'm writing the book, The Real Love Diet, and I wrote 2 entries yesterday, and I put some of them on my website, susanfoxley.com. You'll see some of my entries about the Real Love Lounge. I'm really excited about this book. I'm really excited. I wrote about cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm going to write about the 4 agreements. Don, I can't pronounce his name, but the 4 agreements, which is Don Miguel Ruiz. Be impeccable with your word. Always do your best. Never assume. Don't take anything personally. So I really love that. Always do our best. Never take anything personally. That's probably the hardest one for me. And what really helps me is to understand that hurt people are hurting. So not to take anything personally and never assume. That's also something maybe I do. Assume that someone's feeling a certain way by the way they're acting, or just I may follow my intuition, and maybe I'll mention it to them that I feel like maybe there's some scratchiness between our relationship, and really voice that assumption and get some clarity around that. So I love the 4 agreements. And also I'm working on another entry about how much action do we take and how much surrender. Like on the yoga mat, you have to get on the yoga mat and take the action. But you have to surrender and breathe and take your time, because if you get on a yoga mat and decide, I'm going to put my foot over my head today, you're going to rip your groin muscles. So it's really important to trust the process and go slowly, go mindfully. Don't rush. If we rush, we destruct. If you get on a yoga mat and try to put your foot behind your head, you're going to rip your groin muscles. And if you take a rosebud and you try to push those petals open because you want it to bloom in your timing through controlling, you're going to destroy the rose. Know that control is really a form of fear. Control is really a form of fear. So surround yourself with people that uplift you. Celebrate the wins, like the win that I've done. Just close your eyes and celebrate a win that you've had recently. Just really celebrate that win. Just thank you. Thank you for completing that. Thank you for that win, whatever that may be. Congratulate yourself. It's really important to congratulate ourselves. But make sure that your actions, your words, and your deeds are all aligned. That's how we can find agency in our lives and to take our power back. Maybe also you might need someone to help you with your goals or with finding agency in your life. If you feel more like a victim in your life, maybe have some support. You're welcome to, I do Zoom calls. I'm a life coach and I do Zoom calls. You can take one of my life coaching. I have a life coaching YouTube. You can go on my YouTube for free life coaching. And life doesn't come with a manual, so I wrote one. And this is really good for taking your agency back, because the first step is about a gentle mental diet and mastering your thoughts by no criticism, no gossip, no complaining, and then doing the Hawaiian prayer, forgiving everyone and everything, knowing that all illness is from the lack of forgiveness. That's what the Course in Miracles says, that all illness is from lack of forgiveness and forgiving ourselves. So step one is about forgiving everyone and everything. Because if we're having resentment towards people or not forgiving them, is having free rent in our heads between our ears. So it's really important to raise the rent and kick them out. So really important to clear and clean between these ears. This is high real estate here. So step one is clearing and cleaning and forgiving everyone and everything. Now, planning and planting, you writing your mission statement and planning and planting what you do want for your life. Writing it down as if it's already happened. Thanking the universe for my beautiful income. I'm making X amount of dollars a month. I'm working at this job. Use your imagination to imagine the best. Remember what Neville Goddard said, imagination is God. Einstein said that imagination is more important than knowledge. The Wright brothers used their imagination to imagine flying a plane. Use your imagination to imagine the best version of you. Use your imagination falling in love with the love of your life, running a successful business. Imagine healing from that diagnosis. Use your imagination and feel it, smell it, taste it, touch it, hear it. Use your imagination to imagine the best. So that's step 4 with witnessing and watching. But planning and planting, you have clarity, writing down exactly what you want in my life guide. You become the architect of your own life. You don't become the audience of your life. You become the architect of your own life. And that's how you gain agency, by blueprinting exactly what you want mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, creatively. Write it down pen to paper. That's the first manifestation, is pen to paper. And then step 4 is witness and watch. Close your eyes and use your imagination to imagine the best. Use your imagination to imagine the best. I love that. And I have a bunch of tools in here. This is an incredible book. You can get it on Amazon or on my website, susanfoxley.com. And the last step is reap and repeat. Repetition is the mother of genius. Keep going back to clearing and cleaning your negative thoughts, planning and planting what you do want. You can write down your daily goals. Witness and watch, close your eyes and visualize that your prayers have already been answered. Visualize your prayers have already been answered, and then reap and repeat. Every morning, I'm in my office right now and I sit on my couch mostly every morning. I love what one of my spiritual teachers says, I strive for imperfection. I do it imperfectly, you guys. I get here and I do read my daily readers, my 365 book daily readers, and then I write a thank you list as if it's already happened. Thank you for the healing of Sophia. If you're watching this, Sophia, I'm seeing you healed and happy and whole. And Eileen, too, I'm seeing you healed and happy and whole. And all the people in my Power of Eight prayer group. I do a Power of Eight prayer group every Monday night. And I'm praying for all those people in my Power of Eight prayer group that they're thriving and all their prayers have been answered. And Lynn McTaggart in her book, Power of Eight, says that praying for others is a bulletproof vest. Everyone that's praying for others, actually, their lives get better, their relationships, their money, their harmony, their peace, because they're focusing on other people rather than themselves. So I do a Power of Eight prayer group every Monday night. It's very powerful. I absolutely love it. You can read the book Power of Eight by Lynn McTaggart. So, anyhow, getting back to my life guide and reap and repeat, going back to cleaning your dirty dishes. Yesterday's shower doesn't clean you today. So, it's about keeping clearing and cleaning, planning and planting, witnessing and watching, reaping and repeating. So, I do that every morning imperfectly. I write a thank you list and I close my eyes. You can do this together. And I just envision everybody on this call right now, everybody watching this. Everyone that is watching this is thriving mentally with clear and crisp, lucid mind. Everyone watching this YouTube live is thriving physically with strong, flexible, vibrant body. Their hips, their backs, their knees, their shoulders, their toes, their hands are healthy and happy and whole, thriving mentally, physically, emotionally, filled with joy. A merry heart doeth good like medicine, filled with joy and love and laughter, and thriving in all ways romantically, having the love of their lives romantically now, thriving mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, romantically, financially, having all the abundance in your bank account. You are a magnet for money. You are a magnet for love. You are a magnet for health. You are a magnet for harmony. May all beings know love and peace. May all beings know love and peace. May all beings know love and peace. And when you wake up from this prayer, your prayers have already been answered. And I give everyone homework assignment to get up and dance, dance, dance. Wake up as if your prayers have already been answered. I give everyone the homework assignment to dance 3 minutes a day. They found a huge shift in themselves. Their cells are smiling, their heart is smiling, their soul is smiling, their friends are smiling. Dance 3 minutes a day as if your prayers have already been answered. That's your homework assignment. And new chapter, new page, new story for you. Write down everything that you want as if it's already happened now. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the miracle, the breakthrough, and the turnaround in my life. And so this book is really good for agency. And then also here's my book, The Foxley Fix. And this one is, you can do it in your bed with a heating pad, and they're essential yoga poses. You can do it on the floor, even if you have a diagnosis. They're gentle, gentle, gentle poses. You can do at home. You can do it in your bed, the Foxley Fix. And so I had someone who reached out to me and they had a question for me and I wanted to address it on the YouTube live. So let me go ahead and address it here because it has to do with passing away. I did have my friend Brad pass away. Brad was just a week ago, last Friday, he was at Sushi King restaurant with a girlfriend, and someone was driving down Wilshire on the wrong side of the road, and he was instantly killed at 9 something at night last week. So I'm just praying for Brad's family, Brad's children. Just the sudden death is so hard. Any kind of death is so hard, so hard. My husband, when he died at 34 years old from an accidental drug overdose, and I was 30 years old. And it was so shocking. I screamed and I fell to the floor. It was the first funeral I'd ever been to. I had to pick out a coffin and the outfit for him. And no one really prepares us for this. No one prepares us for this. So this woman said, she reached out to me on YouTube and said, my partner is in the hospital with a brain stroke. Maybe he will die. I would like uh, to hear in your video how to face the illness or the death of a familiar, loving person without fear. How do we accept dealing with that when we lose people? And there's no real preparation. I've been with Doreen, and the last day when her beautiful husband died of brain cancer, and I went and prayed with him, and I rubbed his feet. And Ben's best friend, my son's best friend, Christina, her father died. He tried to do stem cells, and it he had a bad reaction to the stem cells. And so we went to the hospital, and we all were around him, and we prayed, and we unplugged him together and prayed for him. And my mother, when she was dying, we all flew back east, and we all said the Ho'oponopono prayer to my mother. We love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us and thank you. It's a beautiful prayer to say to anybody who's leaving. I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. I have a big faith. My mother had a big faith. She said, "Honey, I'm going home." Some of my clients did not have faith. I had two clients who were fighting very hard to leave their bodies. They fought and they looked scared. They looked really scared. And and I don't know what I will be like at that time, at that hour, but surrendering and letting go and trusting that this is just we're spiritual beings having a human experience. We are just borrowing these earth suits. I do believe in reincarnation, and I do believe that our souls move on. I believe this is one pearl of many pearls. And I do believe that this is not all of our life lessons, all the things that I've learned and grown, and learning how to have agency, and learning how to master my emotions, master my feelings, mastering my choices, mastering love and above. I don't believe that's just all washed away. I do believe that I will take these life lessons that I've learned in this lifetime and move on and grow to another lifetime. And I will have more lifetimes and more lifetimes and more life lessons. And it's about really surrendering and not holding on to this earth suit and being attached to it. And I love Emmett Fox. He has a lot of chapters on death. I love little kids' books. When my husband died, I went to the library and I got little books for kids, kindergarten, what happens after we die. And they were so soothing for me. So I would recommend maybe going to the library. And I might do this for my neighbor. She lost her father and she's struggling. But go to the library and get little kids' books on how you die, what happens after you die, because it'll speak to your inner child. And it's very playful and very light. And I remember when Ben lost his dad, we got a big balloon and we wrote on it, "We love you, Daddy." And we just let it go up to the sky. And Then my eldest brother, Billy, died of cirrhosis of the liver. And I got a call um, here in where I live right now. And they said, your brother has 3 days to live. So I flew back east to Providence, Rhode Island, where my brother lives. And I just rubbed his feet and I told him how much I love him, and his children were there, and my mother was there, my sister Ann was there. And then my other brothers and sisters called in to tell stories. And my brother Billy looked really at peace. He was 54 at the time, and he looked really at peace and calm. And people were calling in, and I was at peace with Billy. Sadly, because of the shock of losing my husband, I have a little bit of Teflon on me around people dying, so I can be okay with being around people on the last days of their lives. I'm okay with that. And I do pray with them, and I'd rather go through life or the end of my life hopeful rather than hopeless. So I do pray that my clients continue to stay healthy and happy and whole till the last breath. I believe I'd rather go through life hopeful rather than hopeless. So anyhow, getting back to my brother, I said, Billy, give me a wink from the other side. Give me a wink when you pass. Everything's a-okay. My brother's called me twin his entire life because I'm an identical twin and he couldn't tell us apart. So I said, Billy, when you die, just give me a big fat wink. He died on Wednesday. I flew back to Santa Monica and I was giving a talk Saturday night. And I was giving a talk and I was behind this desk, and there was 2 women in the front row right there. And intuition, God, higher power, whatever you want to call it, said, Susan, when you're finished giving your talk to those 2 women. So I went up to them after and I said, tell me about you women. They said, we're identical twins from Providence, Rhode Island. And so that's where I grew up with my brother, was in Providence, Rhode Island. And he sent me identical twins from Providence, Rhode Island. And that was my wink from the other side. So you can ask for winks. The veil is very thin. The veil is very thin. You can talk to the other side and get winks from your loved ones. But just know you can read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And I think it's also on Netflix, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. You can go talk to a priest. You can go talk to a rabbi. You can call me. You can read Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's book on dying. You can read about the 8 stages. I think there's 6 or 8 stages of grief. Anyhow, there's a lot of help out there. There's a place in LA called Our House or Our Home that deals with grieving online. They have an online platform. But I think believing of faith that we're going on. One of my sisters loves to uh, listen to NDEs on YouTube. Now, NDEs are near death experience. So you can watch near death experiences on YouTube and hear what people do on the other side, and then they come back. And that gives one of my sisters a lot of solace because she really took my mother's death very hard. So also, there's a Netflix called, I think it's called Surviving Death, and it's on Netflix. The first 3 episodes are very good. Then it gets a little woo-woo weird. But that has also one of my clients, her sister died of brain cancer. And I said, listen, watch that Netflix. And she said, Susan, thank you. That gave me so much solace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's also a woman on Facebook. I know her. Her name is Hospice Julie. Hospice Julie. She's a hospice nurse. And she goes in and tells you what happens in the last hours of death. So follow Hospice Julie, and I think she just wrote a book on what happens in the last hours of death. And definitely It seems like your loved ones come to you. Your ancestors come to you. I remember my sister went to go visit my mother's third husband, Ken. And when she came in to see Ken, he said, "Oh, your mother was just here, but she went back to the country club." So he had actually seen my mother come into the room from, I guess, from the other side because she had passed. And I hear that ancestors come to you to take you home. So I really like the idea of going to a library and getting some beautiful books for your inner child on what happens after you die. I read those to my son after he lost his dad when he was 2.5. So I got little kids' books for kindergarten or preschool, and they spoke to my soul too. And they were just really lovely and soothing. And know that we're all here, like Ram Dass says. Ram Dass says we're all here to walk each other home, to uplift one another, smile with each other, compliment each other, tell each other this too shall pass, pray with each other, soothe each other, find out what each other's love language is. There's 5 love languages: touch, time, acts of service, gifts, and compliments. Find your loved one's love language and give it to them. Maybe it's touch. I remember one of my clients was dying and she said, "Susan, please bring me a big quart of chocolate ice cream." So I went to the hospital and brought her some chocolate ice cream. Know what their love language is. If it's touch, if it's time. I have one client, it's time. And how do I know? Because she always says, "Susan, you never can spend enough time with me. You never have enough time with me," which I spend a lot of time with her. So I know that's her love language. So, and also let's get back to self agency. So I hope that helps. Reach out to me if you have any other questions about this being one pearl of many pearls. And I know Wayne Dyer described it as like we're a car driving into this parking space for this lifetime. Then we back out and we park into another parking space for that lifetime. And we back out and we park in another space for another lifetime. And this is just, we're borrowing these earths for this lifetime. And we've all been cousins and brothers and sisters. We've been rich and we've been poor, and we've been everything, and we get so many experiences, human experiences, from knowing what it's like to be wealthy and to be poor and to be whatever we were, spiritual and non-spiritual, and a man or a woman. So there's all kinds of different philosophies or theories out there. You can listen to the Dolores Cannon. You can listen to, I love Emmett Fox. You can read different religions, study different religions and what Buddhists know about, um, or Catholics or Muslims or uh, Jewish, or everyone has their own afterlife experience. I was raised Catholic, so I was really taught that if I did anything terrible, I would go to hell. So, or I would be in purgatory. So I was really nervous about doing anything wrong. I was raised by the nuns, so I was terrified about doing anything incorrectly. I was like the good girl. And so I was indoctrinated early in life not to do anything bad because I would go to hell for that by the nuns. So I hope that helped answer some of your questions. Feel free to reach out with me with more of that. And getting back to agency, I love the havening technique, which is we can even just give ourselves a hug and just say, we could say the Ho'oponopono prayer to each other or to ourselves. "I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. I love you and I'm sorry I can be so hard on you. Please forgive me and thank you for being you." Or you can even in the mirror do that every day in the morning when you're putting on your makeup. "I love you. I really love you. I'm sorry if I hurt you. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. I really, really love you. And if you're having issues with people, you can get their photos. Get their photo and say it to their photo every day. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me that I'm judging you or criticizing you or looking at you and your illness rather than your wellness. Thank you for being you. I love you and I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you for being you. That healed a whole criminally insane mental ward. Dr. Yulin said that to the patients folder, just to their folder. Dr. Yulin wrote a book called Zero Limits with Dr. Joe Vitale. I'm a Ho'oponopono prayer certified practitioner. I've had miracle after miracle after miracle with the Ho'oponopono prayer, the 10 words that'll change your life. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And I'm going to say to everyone on this call, I love you. I'm sorry if I ever hurt you. Please forgive me. Thank you for being you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you for being you. May all beings know love and peace. May all beings know love and peace. May all beings know love and peace. May it begin with us. And we can do a little tapping, even though I may be having a hard time finding agency in my own life. I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. Even though I may be having a hard time finding agency in my life, I'm going to take my power back. I'm going to master my thoughts, master my feelings, master my choices, even though I may be having a hard time finding agency in my life. I'm going to write a new chapter, a new page, a new story, and I'm going to take my power back. I'm going to take my power back. I'm going to master my thoughts through gratitude. I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. I love myself and accept myself, and I'm okay. And if you don't know what emotional freedom technique is, go back to some of my past YouTubes. Follow me on my YouTube channel. Do yoga with me. If you haven't bought my books, my yoga book, Foxley Fix, the book of essential yoga poses, it makes a great gift, a great Christmas gift. And also my life guide to this will help you find agency in your own life to take your power back, the Foxley Fix. And you can also learn so many different tools from my wonderful book of 10 years of writing, the Foxley Fix, the mixed up to fixed up. Turn your life around today. And today we're going to go ahead and we're going to dance as if our prayers have already been answered. So get up, you guys. Here we go. Let's dance, dance, dance. Wake up as if your prayers have already been answered. Wake up as if your prayers have already been answered. Woohoo! You are thriving mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Your prayers have been answered. You are thriving mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, creatively. Your prayers have been answered. Dance as if your prayers have already been answered. Dance, dance, dance. That's your homework assignment. That's your homework assignment till I see you next month to take your agency back, is to dance as if your prayers have already been answered. Move, act, speak, dress, talk as if your prayers have already been answered. How would you dress if you had the love of your life? How would you move if you had all the money in the bank? How would you dance if you have already been healed with that diagnosis? How would you feel, act, speak, dress, move as if your prayers have been answered now? Do it today. Speak, act, move, walk, laugh as if your prayers have been answered now. Be a living prayer now. You have your agency now, and so it is. Amen. All my love to you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in to the Real Love Lounge. And remember to always, always, always go where the love is. Mwah! All my love. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening. God bless you.